Hello, welcome back to my channel and welcome to January favorites. This is something I'm trying again. Last year in 2022, I kind of got ahead of myself and tried to do so many things at once, and it was not good, not sustainable, and it lasted like 3 months, and it just stopped. I never talked about it again. But I think if I do like short 5-minute videos, it'll be fine. Without further ado, let's talk about some of my favorites. Let's talk books. I was gifted Convenience Store Woman by one of my best friends, and I finished it on January 6th. It was very good. I liked it a lot. I would seriously recommend it. It was very interesting to me, and I liked it. The characters were so unique. Anyway, Gush. I read Scott Pilgrim's Precious Little Lay. This is the first one. There's more. Obviously, I, like every other teenager, watched the movie and loved the movie, and I'm like, I wonder what the true source material is like. And God, Toronto is so much more real in this than in the movie. I love the writing style. The casting for the movie makes so much more sense now. I'm like, oh my god, that's the perfect casting. Loved every page, every frame, every panel. Eleanor Oliphant is completely fine. Good. Just my kind of book, actually. I was kind of bored in the beginning, and then I liked her a lot more. And I finished this on the 12th. It was great. It took a long time to read it, but the character's really interesting. She's really interesting. And Reese Witherspoon promised us a movie like a couple years ago, and it's never happening, probably, but it's in the works. It's not. Hound of the Baskervilles. Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. I've had this in my collection for a while, and I'm like, I'll just read it. Because of this, I'm gonna stay away from classics for a while. Just saying, it was good. I don't think classics are my thing. At least like mystery classics, like Jane Austen, always. This, meh. Sorry, not my kind of reading. Next, I read I'm Glad My Mom Died. I've been on like a wait list for it since it came out, pretty much. It was so good. I like knew nothing about Danette McCurdy other than the fact that she was in a Nickelodeon show, and I love her. She's great. Her mom is so tough. And I was like, oh my god, Mom, guess what? I got this cool new book I've been waiting to get for a long time. She's like, oh, what's it called? I'm like, a name. Doesn't matter. Next I read Lapvona by Otessa Moshfegh. I got it right this time. I was like, I gotta get into my yearly like favorite authors reading. So I'm like, I'll read like an Otessa Moshfegh book like once every year. Like space it out. It almost felt like a biblical story. I liked it. The protagonist wasn't like pretty. The protagonist was like ugly, and like she called him ugly like every page. This man had such a crooked nose, and his body was so weird. Like, it was so interesting to just see the narrator just dog on the fucking protagonist and call him ugly in every way, shape, or form. I'm like, bro, leave him alone. He's just living his life. Next, I read The Maidens by Alex Michaelis. I've been seeing this everywhere because I read Silent Patient last year. And again, I think I'm just going to keep on reading like a couple of more books of those authors and spacing it every year. It's just as good as Silent Patient to me. And two of the characters actually are linked in both stories. I'm like, hang on, is that the same too? And then I looked it up and I'm like, yeah, this is the same. They're connected. It's not a sequel. They're just connected in his like Alex Michaelis cinematic universe. Literary universe. AMLU. Okay. I Remember Nothing and Other Reflections by Nora Ephron. Oh my god, I fucking love this memoir. Like, I actually love this memoir. The first section, I'm like, girl, same. I'm not even old yet, and I can't remember anything. She's so funny. Anyway, that's all the books I read. Movies and TV shows. First things first, like in the beginning of the year, I went through this like sludge phase. I just did nothing but crochet and watch like some stupid shows. First of those, The Haunting of Bly Manor. Not my favorite. And then I watched Haunting of Hill House, which I liked a little bit more actually. Haunting of Hill House at least had a storyline. Quentin Tarantino, like, just watched a bunch of his movies. Over my break, I watched Kill Bill, Django, Hateful Eight. I watched Pulp Fiction, and then I watched the first and second season of You again, because I was like, "Ooh, there's a third season coming out. I want to rewatch it." And then again, only because like people wouldn't stop talking about it, and I wanted to understand the references. I watched Ginny and Georgia. It literally skipped the first season because I'm like, I just want to understand the references. I don't know how anyone can sit through that. It was like every single teen movie cliche possible. It was so predictable and cheesy, and I kind of hated it. On my TBR, I have a bunch of colorful books that are currently holding up my camera, but I gotta go because my storage is running out, so I'll see you in the next video.